So I said to the kids, right, this is how it's going to be. We are no longer a two-parent family. I am no longer going to be a mother. I haven't mothered you for the last year because I wasn't present. I was busy looking after their father. So I said, so from now on, this is a house share. It's going to be like friends. There's a diary on the bar. We're going to be very respectful of each other's spaces. You can have friends round, but it has to be in the diary. I need to know who's in the house, what we're going to do. Dan was coming up 15 at the time. I said, Dan, you're going to come and work for me every weekend. You're going to have to come and work with me because I can't do 6 days a week on my own. So you're going to have to come into the warehouse at the weekend. I said, Lucy, you're going to have to do, this, that, and the other, which they all took on their roles brilliantly. I think my son is still paying the price now at 27 of losing his teenage years, really. But we just decided we were going to be the three musketeers and we were going to pull together and we were going to get rid of this business, which I hated. Can't tell what we used to call it, but we did it. And I set about scaling it to a level where I could sell it. And I did it within, I think it was 18, 20 months, working 6 days a week. Absolutely hated every minute of it. But I looked at the figures 1 month and I thought, wow, it's turning over 1.8 million.
Gosh.
So I'd taken it from administration to 1.8 million. Not high margins, so not massively profitable. There was very tight margins in that business, but it had a value. And so I phoned one of my suppliers and said, oh, Simon, it's Nikki. I don't suppose you want to buy my business, do you? And he said, yes. Oh, okay. Because I just went to one of my biggest suppliers who I knew had similar businesses. Never in a million years expecting him to say yes. And he went, yeah, how much do you want for it? And I literally said to him, I have no idea. Leave it with me. I'll come back to you.
You hadn't even thought about the price you wanted because you weren't expecting him to say yes.
I was just kind of fishing. I had a list of people I was going to ring and he said yes. And I really liked him. So I phoned my partner's best friend and I said, oh my God, I've got a buyer for the business. He said, right. He said, I'll come over tonight. And we literally sat in my kitchen with a piece of paper. It was literally back of the fag packet. He said, right, how badly do you want to sell it? I went, really badly. He said, how much do you want out of it? I said, what I paid for it and a little bit more and enough for me to have a year off without actually having to worry about life.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a ballpark figure and we gave the figure to the guy and the guy went, yeah, it's okay. Probably could have got more. Didn't really care. Got it all done, dusted, 6 weeks, walked out, went home. And that's when the recovery started.